Am I the asshole? For telling my FSIL I would no longer watch her son. My FSIL and I came up with an agreement that I would babysit her son 3 days a week, only $70 a week, which I don't think is a bad price. It started off fine until it was time for her to pay me, knowing I am a stay-at-home wife and soon-to-be mom. Her payday is every 2 weeks, which is understandable. Her first paycheck after the 2 weeks she never paid me. She owed me $140, which no big deal at first. She was coming to my house that Sunday to spend time with all of us like we do every Sunday. She came over, ate dinner with us. I mentioned to her, "Hey, you haven't paid me as of yet, what's going on? Did something happen, etc." She completely blew me off on the topic and ignored me, which upset me a bit, but I let it go. Flash forward when she was getting ready to leave after not acknowledging my existence. Practically the whole time she was in my home she said she would pay me next payday, which was another 2 weeks. I let it go because I didn't want to start conflict with her family. Remind you, I watch her son from 7 a.m. until almost 6 every day, only $70 a week. The following 2 weeks go by and still haven't got paid, which at this point she owes me $280. I text her, call her, and no reply. As of Sunday she comes to my house again to have dinner and completely ignores me again. This time I confronted her and we ended up getting into a massive argument over it, which I feel like I could have handled it better, but I was pretty upset at this point. I felt as if I was being taken advantage of, and her parents were at my house also. I told her I would no longer watch her son and I still want to be paid for the time I watched her son. She started screaming and yelling at me, calling me all sorts of names, saying I was ruining her livelihood. What was she going to do, her babysitter, etc. I feel bad because I know she has to work, but I also feel as I was being taken advantage of and used. Peas. She also throws her son off on me when she comes over on Sundays for me to watch. Am I the a-hole for telling my FSIL I will no longer watch her son? Not the asshole. She owes you money and was super rude to you in your own home to boot. Where is your husband in this? Why isn't he dealing with his sister? If he thinks you should be providing no-charge childcare for his family, tell him he should have made that plain from the beginning, so you could have told her no. We ended up getting into a massive argument over it, which I feel like I could have handled it better, but I was pretty upset at this point. No, do not assume any guilt for having to stand up for yourself. Again, though, why wasn't your husband stepping up for you? Why did you let her disrespectful us back into your house? $70 a week is nothing when she can pay a lot more at a daycare. Not the asshole. She owes you money, and in fact you should take her to small claims court. She's our and you deserve payment. Not the asshole. Why isn't your husband, if it's his side of the family, or your brother if it's your side of the family, handling this? She had a smoking deal with that arrangement and decided to blow it up by not paying you. Not the asshole, and she was expecting free babysitting. Honestly, I'd also tell her that if she continues to ignore you in your own home, she is no longer welcome. Not the asshole. She was taking advantage of you. Her childcare difficulties are not your problem. So if this happened last Sunday, who watched her child this week, or did she take off work? Not the asshole. Someone who needs a babysitter in order to protect their livelihood should probably make paying said babysitter a priority, especially if said sitter is charging well below market rates. I suspect she will never pay you. Feel free to give her $50 off your debt coupons in cheap cards for her birthday for the next few years instead of actual gifts. She never had any intentions of paying you and is taking advantage of the situation. She wants a free nanny. No girl, she can try that on an experienced nanny. She will pay $700, not $70 a week. What was she going to do, her babysitter? Pay your babysitter. Problem solved. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. You agreed on a price, it's a pretty low one too, and she didn't pay you what she had initially agreed. You don't have to work for free. If she doesn't pay you, you shouldn't work. Absolutely not the asshole. You gave her many chances to either pay you or explain if there was a good reason why she hasn't. She's in the wrong here, not you. Not the asshole. It's your job. She had agreement with you and she doesn't have enough integrity to keep her word. Good luck to her finding someone to do it for even close to that. Not the asshole, but I doubt you will see the money. Not the asshole. What is she going to do for a babysitter, she asks. Oh, I don't know, pay them? Probably a lot more than the extremely cheap price she was pretending to pay you. $70 a week is insane. She would be paying more than that a day if she were to go anywhere else. She was already taking advantage of you with that price, but now she's not paying anything? F her. She can figure something else out. Don't help her with anything anymore. Not the asshole. FSIL is welcome to try and find a new babysitter at a better rate than you're offering, and no more meals or visits to your home until she pays what she owes. What means FSIL? Not the asshole. She shouldn't have agreed to pay something she couldn't afford. She could have at the very least communicated and worked something out. You were patient long enough. Not the asshole. You didn't ruin her livelihood. You actually agreed to babysit her child, but she is not keeping her side of the deal. She is not entitled to your time. Especially when she is intentionally ignoring you and avoiding accountability. It is so stupid. She must know that now you will never trust her with being good about money or to babysit like that. She really hurt herself in the long term now. Not the asshole. You also have a livelihood that you have to protect. He is there. I'm sure he uses some water and electricity while there. You use cleaning products to clean up after him. The child also generates trash you have to dispose of. I'm sure you are also shouldering the costs of this Sunday dinner as well. Your time is also extremely valuable. Know your worth, and this is not worth it. Not the asshole. She was taking advantage of you. And now she'll have to pay full price for childcare. Not the asshole, but why is she coming over for dinner? She owes you money. No coming over until it's paid. Don't let people play in your face like that. Let's be honest, if you don't pay the energy company, they turn your power off. If you don't pay your cell phone bill, they turn your phone off. If you don't pay your cable or your dish bill, they turn off your access to the good channels. Babysitting is exactly the same. Don't pay your babysitter, you don't get your child taken care of by the babysitter. Not the asshole. She can find childcare elsewhere. You are a saint for watching the kid all day for most of the weekend for only $70 a week. She should be bringing you fancy gift baskets and fine wines and paying for your massages. Not take her to small claims over the debt. She can't ignore that and include the filling fees. Free dinner and daycare. Where do I sign up? Go on, make some real money. A lot of people will let you bring a baby. Not the asshole. Send her a request for payment through Zelle or some other payment app. Otherwise, do what others have suggested, which is to take her to small claims court. When she wanted to pay $70 a week for 33 hours of work turned into 44, that was when you should guess she was just using you and treating you like shit. Why would you agree to work for $1.60 an hour? Not the asshole. Not the asshole, and $70 per week is ridiculously low. Don't watch her son anymore and tell her that if she doesn't pay you what she owes you, you'll be suing her and mean it. She's clearly taking advantage of you. You watch her kid for nearly 12 hours 3 times a week and think $70 is a good amount. Maybe that would be a good pay for 1 day, not 3. Don't underpay yourself. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. If you agreed on this beforehand, you have every reason to be frustrated with her, and she is definitely taking advantage. Often I find we have to be really careful with monetary agreements with family. Things can get ugly fast because sometimes family feels like you should just do anything they want you to because they are family. It can be a slippery slope. I'd get the money if possible and never agree to watch the son again unless you are only doing it as an occasional favor, not a consistent thing.